It's League Two on Saturday. I wonder why I went a bit Scottish there, guys. I went a bit Scottish. There you go. We're talking about English League Two, and I'm talking Scottish. Great, doing it. Anyway, shall I move back to my regular accent? Well, I don't know where that's going. That's somewhere between Scotland and somewhere in Lancashire, I think. Let's go to properly. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get talking about League Two. It's League Two weekend. I hope you like Fergus just then, who just popped in for a little conversation. But let's talk about League Two right now, and we've got an early game actually on Saturday, and like I said, I'll give you all my predictions as to what will happen. I'm even going to give you the Grimsby prediction as well of this week. So we have all the games set for this weekend. I'm about to give you all my predictions, and then I want you to give me yours. So shall we crack on? We shall. Hartlepool United host Bradford City. Oh my. Talk about two clubs that really have not had a great start league-wise. I mean, Bradford are in 14th. Believe it or not, Bradford have only won one game out of the 4 they've played this season, which for them will be quite alarming. 2 defeats and a draw. And they're hosting Hartlepool, who have picked up 2 draws recently in their 4 games. You know, not a great start, but their squad's not really the strongest, you couldn't really say. But you've got to think that, you know, Bradford are underachieving right now. The quality that squad has got, and really the way they won in the cup, you wouldn't believe it. Andy Cook, I believe, is becoming their talisman. This is the early game, by the way. This kicks off at 1 p.m. I can't quite work out why it's kicking off at 1 p.m., but there we are. But Bradford have got so many threats and so much quality. And Hartlepool, you know, they're trying to get something together, and Paul Hartley, but where they can, we don't know. I'm going to go for Bradford winning. I'm going to say a big Bradford win. I think Bradford need a big win. So I'm going to go for Hartlepool 0, Bradford City 3. Watch me get that very, very wrong, because just don't know. Bradford just haven't hit the ground running in the league yet. But I think Hartlepool will be the one they do, 3-0. Next we have Barrow, after their big win over Walsall in midweek, host Harrogate, who as well won in midweek. It really is astounding. Barrow's start of the season in general, because they're in 5th at the moment. After 4 games, they've won 3 out of the 4. They've lost 1. I mean, that really is credible. And Harrogate, very credible start. 7 points from 4 games. 2 wins, a defeat and a draw. Doing very, very well, Harrogate. Now, I'm not surprised by this, because they play a good brand of football. And you know, they're a very, very, you know, you underestimate these smaller sides in League Two and think, well, these are 2 of the smallest sides in League Two. And I'm not thinking, I'm thinking you've got to take these guys seriously. And obviously with Barrow, with Pete Wild, he's getting something out of Barrow that they haven't had for a good few seasons. Well, since they actually won the National League, really. He's got them believing, and the quality that he's brought through, you know, and the quality that he's got at Barrow. It may not look like a lot to the bigger clubs in League Two, but my God, they're doing some early damage. This is going to be an interesting game. This really is going to be a very, very interesting game. I don't know which way to go with this. This is difficult. This one really is difficult, because they're both playing well. I'm going to go for a draw between the 2. I'm going Barrow 1, Harrogate Town 1. But with the quality that Barrow have got in, and Harrogate is showing their tactical nous under Simon Weaver, this could be a really probably the best footballing game of the day, even in League Two. Who knows? But 1-1 for me between Barrow and Harrogate. Next, we have Colchester United. They host Leyton Orient, of course. And if we take an early look at the league table, Leyton Orient are absolutely flying, 10 points from the opening 4 games to being ready in Colchester. 15th place, early on, but getting a win last time, that was against Bradford. I mean, you can't underestimate anybody, really, at this level. And Colchester are saying, look, we're not here to be cannon fodder. And I don't believe they are. I really, honestly don't believe they are. And going to Colchester, I mean, like I said, Bradford slipped up there. So it's not going to be an easy trip for Leyton Orient to make. I do expect Leyton Orient to get the best of Colchester United. Just the way Leyton Orient have started. And it's incredible, really, how well they have started. I fancy him to get a win here, though, against Colchester. And I think it'll be Colchester United 1, Leyton Orient 2. Leyton Orient will be buzzing with the way they've started. They'll want to carry it on, and we'll have to see how they get on. But I'm saying Leyton Orient 2, Colchester United 1. Next, game 4 will be Crawley Town up against Wimbledon. Two teams that are misfiring right now, really. Crawley Town with the takeover that they had, you'd be thinking, well, they'd be a lot higher up. And I'm sure everyone thought they'd be a lot higher up. So far, they are third bottom with only 1 point. They've only got 1 draw from their opening 4 games. And Wimbledon are in 12th. They've had a steady start, but only 1 win with 2 draws and 1 defeat. So, not the strongest start for Wimbledon. And Wimbledon sort of had a crazy game in midweek, which they lost. This one, you have to go on form right now. I mean, Crawley do have, I think they have James Tilley injured, and and at the minute it's not really hit for the league's top scorer, Dom Telford, at Crawley as of yet. Crawley always a difficult place to go though, but I'm going to go for Wimbledon to win this one. I'm saying Crawley Town 0, Wimbledon 2. It should be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, you never know what's going to happen in League Two. You think you've got it figured out, and then a result comes and hits you right between the eyes. Next up, Doncaster Rovers host Salford City. Salford have took over from Walsall as league leaders now, and you have to say, deserved winners so far. Only conceded 2 goals so far this season for Salford, scoring 8. They host 7th place Doncaster Rovers, who are unbeaten so far in League Two with 8 points. And this is going to be an interesting one. This, that what I like about both is they don't really have what you call standout players. That you go, oh yeah, really massive standout players, but they've got solid teams. And with Doncaster being at home, I fancy them to just squeak a win over Salford. I'm going to go Doncaster 2, Salford City 1. But Salford are flying. They're gonna believe they can win that one. And you never know. Doncaster are gonna have to be on their mettle, but they need to make their home games count, as everybody does. But Doncaster definitely. Next game we have Gillingham against the team from the West Midlands, from the Black Country, Walsall, who really didn't have a fun day in the last couple of games, with their draw last Saturday, last minute equaliser by Stevenage, and the defeat against Barrow on Tuesday night. They're proof that it was not easy to go to that sort of place. But Walsall have had a very strong start of the season. To be fair to them, they've had a very strong start. Danny Johnson is banging the goals in at the minute for Walsall. My concern for Walsall is they don't want to start to become reliant on Danny Johnson. I believe they did that a couple of seasons ago when Andy Cook was there, and they don't want to get to the point where it's you stop Andy Cook. Well, you did that then, but you stop Danny Johnson, you stop Walsall. Walsall need to get more goals going through the side. But a solid start. They'll be reasonably happy with 7 points so far. They host Gillingham. Sorry, they go to Gillingham, I apologise, who really have only picked up one win so far. But Gillingham's never an easy place to go to. And Neil Harris he'll be annoyed at the way that Gillingham have started. And you can completely understand that. At the minute, I think Gillingham, losing the players they lost in the summer, this is prime example, they've come down and they've began to struggle. I'm going to go for a Walsall win here, really. I just think Walsall, with having Danny Johnson as that vocal point, if they can get Danny to score a couple of goals and, maybe sneak it. I fancy him to beat Gillingham. I'm going to go Gillingham 0, Walsall 2. I would say it would be I don't want to insult Gillingham fans, but I think for Walsall, it'll feel like the perfect remedy. But going to Gillingham, though, is never easy. So I won't rule Gillingham out, but I do fancy Walsall to get a comfortable 2-0 win against the Gills. Like I said in League 2, results are flying where you don't expect them to happen. Next, we have my team, the Mighty Mariners, Grimsby Town, hosting Sutton United. This is the first time that Grimsby Town have played Sutton United. Grimsby have made a solid start. People, we had the game called off midweek when it was 0-0, but obviously getting a win last weekend against Rochdale, that was important for Paul Hurst and his men against the team directly above them in the table in Sutton. 4 points as well. In fact, it's level. It's goals scored that basically has put Sutton above Grimsby right now. And this is a tricky one, and this isn't me being biased, but I do fancy Grimsby to win this one, only due to being at home. But I do feel like their manager has got, he's got Sutton so well organised. I mean, this is Sutton's second season in the EFL, and I think they'll be absolutely fine. I genuinely do. A difficult game. I'm going to go for a Mariners win, though. I'm going to go for the Mariners to win 2-0 at home. I think Blundell Park, if Grimsby can make Blundell Park a fortress like it really was last season in the National League, then they'll be fine. But I'm saying, I'm going to go for Grimsby Town 2, Sutton United 0. But Grimsby is still looking for that striker. They need a striker, and I believe they might just looking at a winger and also another midfielder. But 2-0 for me for the Mariners over Sutton. Next, Mansfield Town host Stockport. Now, this is This is a game people probably would have expected to have been a top of the table clash, really. And really, obviously, because of the funds that Stockport have spent over the last few years. At the minute, Stockport are down in 18th place. Only one win so far this campaign. Hosting Mansfield, playing Mansfield, who have won 2 out of the 4, losing the other 2. 6 points for Clough's men. You've got to look out for George Lapsley at Mansfield. He's just something that, he threads some great balls through. Stockport have got threats as well, like I said before. They've got people like Paddy Madden and others. I fancy this to be a high-scoring game. I think Field Mill, they'll want to get Field Mill bouncing. I'm actually going to go for quite a few goals in this, actually. I'm going to go for Mansfield 3, Stockport 2. And it's kind of like a game where you go with your gut. And I see what, attacking qualities both sides have got. I can just see it being high scoring. Watch it now end up being 1-0. Or even 0-0 now I've said that. But Mansfield for the win for me there, 3-2. Next up, Newport County, they host Tranmere Rovers. Now, Newport really have not started the season as well as they wanted to at all. Newport are second bottom. They are struggling. They've got 1 point. They are struggling to kind of get in a rhythm. And they need to make, Rodney Parade a fortress like everybody does. But your home games are really, really important. Whereas they're playing a Tranmere Rovers side that are scoring a lot more, but they are leaving themselves a bit more open. So this could be a chance for Newport. I'm going to go for a draw here between Newport and Tranmere. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Newport and Tranmere Rovers. I think Tranmere, like I said, they're a good club. They're a strong side. They've not maybe had the strongest start. They wanted only 1 win in the first 4, but they're going to feel as though they can. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Newport will squeak something, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. The penultimate game of the weekend, Stevenage host Carlisle. Now, obviously, Carlisle having that postponement or abandonment in midweek at Grimsby Town, it's going to be like, see how they come back. It might actually help them. Their manager said in midweek it probably will help us against high-flying Stevenage. And like I've said before, whether you like Steve Evans or you don't, you have to appreciate he can get a team going. And Stevenage are one of the 4 teams unbeaten in League 2 this season. They're in 4th place so far. Whereas Carlisle are 11th, so they've done well, 5 points from 3 games played, obviously with that game at Grimsby called off in midweek. I see this one being close. I know it sounds so easy to say, I just fancy Stevenage. But I'm going to say 3-1 to Stevenage against Carlisle, because of Carlisle still with a few injuries out. Hopefully they'll probably hope to have a couple back for this game, but I'm saying 3-1 to Stevenage. Stevenage are flying at the minute, and I just don't see them losing at home right now. And the final game of the weekend is Swindon up against Rochdale. Now, Rochdale have just recently, in the last 48 hours or so, parted ways with their manager, Robbie Stockdale. I feel sorry for Robbie with his Grimsby links and, when he was youth coach here. But it just hasn't worked early on for Rochdale at all, has it? And again, bottom of the league after 4 straight defeats for that. A lot of them being narrow. It's not as though they're being blown apart in regards to. The last 2 defeats have been 1-0s. So I probably feel like they probably pulled the trigger maybe a little too soon. Easy said than done, I know. When you're bottom of the league, you're already worried. And that just shows you how important it is to basically not drop into the National League. That they've only given Robbie 4 games at the start of the season, and he's already out the door. And Swindon, like I said, Swindon, not the best of starts for them at all. They haven't won either. So somebody's duck may be broken. They've actually lost 1, but they've drew 3 games. This is I'm gonna go for Swindon to pick up a win here. Rochdale could get a bounce after that, but I fancy I'm gonna say a 2-0 win for Swindon over Rochdale. Rochdale just seem they don't seem like they've got a plan B when plan A hasn't worked. I think that's the big problem at the minute. So I'm going Swindon 2, Rochdale 0. That is my League 2 predictions for the week of the 20th of August. That is when the games are going to be. If you're going, enjoy a game. Hopefully I'll be at the Grimsby game. Finally see a game where I'm not having to go round with an umbrella singing in the rain and have to wonder, will my battery pack give in or not? Well, but hopefully it should be dry. And I hope everyone that goes to a game enjoys the game. If you're a fan, obviously say you enjoy it. But hopefully your team is successful. Apart from Sutton fans, sorry guys. But no, I hope everyone enjoys it. Leave your comments down below as to what you think will happen this weekend. And do like, do share, do subscribe for me. And I will see you guys very soon with a Carlisle Cup preview as well coming up. So I'll see you guys then. Leave a comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye for now.